been a year. How's that lemon mead? Okay, so this is our lemon mead. We're a couple weeks past a year, so it's like almost 13 months.
I think this one got missed being marked on the calendar, which would be entirely my fault as I am the keeper of the calendar.
Though it could have been there and I wouldn't have seen it anyway because I don't look at said calendar.
But recently, I actually moved our aging area from Brian's closet to a designated cabinet in our kitchen. So we're like all official now.
Ooh. Anyway, this is lemon mead. That's an amazing color. I'm kind of shocked at the color. I have no idea what's in this other than lemon and honey.
The color, to me, is reminding me of one of our tea-based meads.
Yeah, it really does.
It has a nice reddish-brown hue to it that definitely looks more like an iced tea.
Yeah. It also is 15.5% ABV, so this is a little on the, this is like the upper limit of what we consider a decent range for us. Now, does that mean you can't make higher ABV? Of course not. It just means for our purposes, usually between 10 and 15 is pretty much where we stick to. So this is like the upper end of that.
It is crystal clear, so I'm very happy with that.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's check out the aroma.
I don't really get lemon. Again, smells like a tea mead. It really does.
It really does.
Did we mislabel?
I don't, well,
It's possible.
It's a mystery, but it's okay because there's links in the description in various places that will take you, the viewer, back to the original making so you will know more than we know at right now.
Okay.
Sure.
Easy for you to say. I will say though, it smells really nice. Like I'm getting, definitely there's a tartness to the smell as well as the honey. So both of those things come through and she already tasted it. Ooh, that is nice.
It's really nice.
That is really good.
It is definitely honey forward, which Brian mentioned as I was cheating and going on for the drink. The aroma, it's honey forward on the initial taste, but then you do get that lemon in there.
Yeah, lemon is definitely prevalent in the flavor, but not on the entrance. It's like in the middle.
And then it's got a nice tingly, tanniny.
Yeah, that's what's causing the colors. We use tea in this. We had to have.
Which would make sense because we know adding the addition of lemon is going to boost the acidic level. So you want a little bit of tannin in there to create that mouthfeel, but you don't want it to overpower the acidity of the lemon. And blammo, by golly, I think we did it. It's really good.
This is an example of a balance between acidity, tannin, and sweetness. Because there's sweetness there. You can taste it as it comes in. There's a tart bitterness on the back end, which is actually working for me on this. It's really, really nice. It cuts through the sweetness. I don't know what the final gravity of this was. I couldn't even guess because the tannin and acidity cut it so much that it doesn't taste as sweet as it probably is.
It's funny, when I found this one, I'm like, oh.
A little disappointed,
lemon mead, sure.
I don't remember loving this.
I don't remember anything about it, to be honest. And now I'm like, oh, I'm so happy I moved the aging station and found this little gem, because this is surprisingly good.
Okay, let me say something here. This is not 13 months old. This one is marked, we made this 11, 19, 20, oh, we bottled it 1/8, never mind.
We've had this conversation multiple times before we started filming. Sometimes we put just the end date. Sometimes we put the start date and the end date. And sometimes the conflicting way
sometimes
that we label
I've put the date when to open it.
And
I thought that's what
we get confused. And
it's okay. This is 13 months old. Forget everything that I just said. Don't worry about it.
So yeah, I think without making it sound overly simple, I think we've covered all the flavors that are coming through here. It's got the lovely honey forward. It's got that lemony punch. It's got
reminds me of something.
That tannic acid, and it's got a really lovely mouthfeel. Yeah.
It's thick and viscous without, I mean, not actually being thick and viscous. You can see, you know, it's liquid. This reminds me of like my Methaglens. It's a little spicy. It's got like a raisiny and a dark fruit thing going on.
Yeah, I'm
Lots
getting
of
the
things
spice
happening.
and dark. I don't know if Brian is infecting my brain, but I'm getting more.
I'm infecting her brain.
It's been known to happen. But I'm getting more flavors now than I did initially. So yeah, now that Brian has infected my brain, I'm getting more of these flavor notes, and it's becoming more complex. And I don't think it's the ABV. It might be.
I'm actually getting cinnamon on this.
Like, because I even get the
the heat of cinnamon is there. It's definitely there. And that could be the combination of the tea with the alcohol, the tannins and the acidity with the alcohol could be, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up at this point. This is good. What can I say?
There are times when I drink it where my brain goes, this is reminding you of a whiskey. And there are times when I drink it and my brain says, no, this is reminding you of a methylene that Brian just
I would have to agree. It's kind of like a bourbon meets mead.
Yeah.
It has the spicy note, like a rye even. The spicy notes of a rye.
Yes.
With a little bit of the honey notes. It's actually...
I have no idea how that happened, though.
Oh, no. No, there's nothing in it that should do that. And that's the interesting thing about tastings. We say it all the time. Just because we're tasting something in here does not mean it's there, okay? A lot of people have asked that question. They're like, you said you didn't put any cinnamon in it. Well, no, I didn't put any cinnamon in it, but I still taste cinnamon because that's what my brain infers that flavor as. Your brain just tries to find the simplest route to make it make sense. And if that means cinnamon, you taste cinnamon.
Yeah, and we compare this frequently to our tastings of whiskey because whiskey and our enjoyment, our equal enjoyment of whiskey and all the different variations that whiskey includes is what led us onto this path of really investigating the flavor profile of beverages. And that's because it's so cool to share it with a friend and have this conversation and go, oh, I taste this. And then if you don't taste that,
try to find it.
And trying to find it, and then that might lead you to another flavor that you can then share, and then
Also, the power of suggestion is pretty amazing.
It is. And that doesn't mean, like Brian already said, that it's actually in there. Because in whiskey, none of that stuff is in there. It's just distilled.
It's interesting, the lemon,
grains.
The lemon is actually more of like a tangerine to me. It's not quite orange. It's not quite lemon. Because I'm not a huge lemon fan. I've grown to appreciate it more, but...
I have a vague recollection of when we first tasted this, we both had the lemon pledge.
Yeah, lemon pledge, that's right. This does not taste like lemon pledge.
Not anymore, it's gone. That pledge is left the building.
I remember that, lemon pledge, yeah. I said it.
So, yeah, if you had a similar thought that I did, that lemon mead just sounded kind of boring, it might be, when you first make it, but let it wait a year and your mind will be changed.
The best way for me to describe this is my traditional mead with a touch of my methylene, with a little bit of a citrusy, lemony hit, with the tea wine added to it.
Yeah.
That's what this tastes like. It's a combination of those things.
Worlds.
Really, really nice, very smooth, very easy to drink, 15.5%. It'll get you schnockered, no problem. It's just, it's one of those things that's just really, really good. I would eat this with food. I would put it in a mug and drink it at night. No issues, even on like a hot summer day. We drink everything at room temperature on purpose because that way it's just the best way. And we're not going to do 15 tastings at cold in this temperature. We do it at room temperature. Your mileage may vary. You want to put it on ice? Put it on ice, no problem.
Yeah, for me, this one, I like it just the way it is. And I don't want to fuss with it. I just want to enjoy it. And like Brian said, I had no problem drinking this with a food or on its own or whatever.
Back to temperature again, that's personal preference. If you drink everything on ice, try it on ice. I tend to drink whiskey, rum, cognac, brandy, all that stuff, neat, no ice, just pour it in a glass. My cocktail is a glass and the brew. And that's
He has this shirt for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I drink it. So I drink my mead the same way. I drink black coffee. So to me, I like the flavors of it that way.
He's a purist.
Yeah, if you want to make it cold, it's okay. I'm not going to hold it against you. You know, it's all good.
And for those of you who are unfamiliar with why there is a difference, is that different things like adding water via ice or just a few drops of actual water temperature changes, all these things are going to affect the flavor profile of an alcoholic beverage differently because there are water-soluble flavors and flavors that are affected by temperature for your perception of them. So it'll change what we're experiencing versus what you're experiencing if you add water or if you change the temperature. So
Speaking of adding water,
it might turn something up, it might turn something down, it might activate something that wasn't there originally. And that's a really cool thing that we, again, have experienced through whiskey tasting. So we encourage you to try all the ways and see what works best for you.
Adding water to mead really doesn't change it, other than dilutes it. I mean, you know, like in some scotches, you can get like this infusion of flavors right away. Really didn't do anything. So, you know, don't waste your water. Drink the mead.
All right, so we're going to stop babbling and we're going to get right to the score. Brian is going to, as quickly and abbreviatedly as he possibly can, explain to you our scoring system.
All right, our scoring system has changed yet again. Derica doesn't even know about this. A 10 means it is the pinnacle of mead. It is just awesome. If you had a choice of 20 or 30, this would be the one that you choose. A 1 means you'd probably dump it, wouldn't drink it, it's probably toxic. Everything in between is varying degrees. We used to say that 5 was I'd drink it, and then I thought about that. I'm like, well, what about 4 and 3 and 2? That makes them kind of useless numbers. So we were doing everything between 5 and 10 unless it sucked. So now we have the full range. 2, I probably still wouldn't drink much at all. So think of 2 as the new 5. Totally threw her. It's kind of like that show with Drew Carey where he changes the rules and the points don't matter.
Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, it's like that. Our scoring system just varies. So it does give a wider range, and it was something I'd been thinking about the last couple days, and I just neglected to tell her about.
All right, I have to find my happy place. Where's my happy place?
It lets us expand the numbers a bit. In other words, now a 5 really isn't a bad thing.
So my new happy place is mushroom.
Your boom room?
No. I found an even newer, cooler thing. It's
so much for not babbling anymore.
Damn it! What is it when you build the little trees and out of things?
Bonsai?
Bonsai, mushroom bonsai. Google it, find it. You're welcome.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Are you thinking of a number between 1 and 10?
I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm just enjoying this beverage.
We've got to put a number on it.
I know.
The people are waiting. Inquiring minds want to know. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, 8. Wow.
Stop it! Stop it!
Why? Well, last time we got 6.5s.
Yeah.
On the nose. Yeah, this is just great. I mean, is it perfect? No. The bitterness is just a little bit, it's nice, but it's a little, and there's not a lot of lemon. If I was to hand this to you and had you drink it, you wouldn't necessarily classify this as lemon mead. So I have to ding it a little bit for that. But as a mead itself, this is awesome. This is fantastic. You give this to your friends, you hand this to someone and say, here, try this mead that I made. They go, wow, that's really good. And end of conversation. And if they don't, find better friends. It's just that simple.
We'll be your friend.
We already are,
yeah.
aren't we? But anyway, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.